Hello there, this is Ron Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Today, I have some game for the sisters. Spotting that successful black man. Now, notice I said spotting the successful black man. Because, I've had many young sisters who've come on the page and in different comments. Some have hit me up privately, and I actually talk to people in the real world. It's not like YouTube is my life. And it's that question: how can we spot that successful man? Because let's be real. Ain't like I really want the bums, even though, trust me, we all think so. All his brothers think so, and we see y'all with him, but we know deep down you really want that successful dude. And that's cool. That's normal. That's everybody. Nobody grows up thinking, oh, I'm gonna live a tough life with bills getting paid and stuff, and I got this guy who used to excite me, and now he does no longer. Nobody thinks that. And that goes across women of all races. Everybody want that Prince Charming. And for the black woman, that's that successful brother who, he's making some money. He got something going on. Problem is, it seems like Becky gets that man, which pisses y'all off, because I've talked to a lot of sisters who have shown some anger at seeing a successful brother with a white woman or any woman of another race. And it's always the same thing. It's never about, that good looking guys with Becky or Miley, or that that guy with great characters with Becky or Miley. It's the guy with money. So this is what I'm gonna do, and this ain't a sarcastic video. This some serious stuff, so y'all need to take some notes. And brothers, y'all can chime in, because y'all know what I'm talking about too. See, it's actually very easy to get a successful black man. Very easy, extremely easy. The key is not to get him once he's made it, because once he's made it, well, as I've explained in one major video, but several times in different videos, once that man makes it, he's picky as hell. And quite frankly, you may not make the cut then. I don't care how attractive you are normally. I don't care how your girlfriends and your grandparents and Uncle Junior and them tell you how fine you are. Once that successful black man reaches a certain level, only certain women are do. And this is deep. That's actually a separate video. And that's one I've been reluctant to do, because trust me, if I do that video, most of the women who listen to it will become severely depressed if I just point out one simple thing. But I ain't gonna do that now. But the key to getting that successful black man is to get him before he's successful. Here's a big problem. Many older black women don't have the good conversations with the younger ones, because usually the conversations consist of black men ain't shit, be independent, a whole bunch of shit that's not conducive to you actually getting a successful black man. Because if the older women were actually talking to the younger ones, they would say, hold up, you need to get that man before he's successful. You need to start spotting that thing early. See, and this is constructive criticism of black women. Constructive now. You don't be talking about I'm bashing. If somebody tell you, I have some brothers on here who call me Uncle Rum. If you were my niece and nephew family, I'm gonna give you some real stuff. I'm not one of these relationship pimps on YouTube that's telling you what you want to hear. I'm just telling you some real stuff. Now, if you're a young enough woman, you need to get that guy before he's successful. You need to recognize the traits in him. And it's nothing different about it than any other thing. If you look at sports, like I'm a big fan of college basketball. A college basketball coach, he's already scouting these kids when they in like middle school. Sometimes when they haven't even graduated elementary school, they got some coaches like looking at them. And what they looking at, they spotting potential. Now, I know some sisters will say, well, this guy I was with, he had some potential, but he turned out to be a bum, and he wasn't doing anything, or this guy told me he had all these plans, but he never worked on them. Sisters, and I'm saying this with love. This is where y'all get caught up. Most often, when you get that guy you think has potential, it ain't that he had potential. It's that you thought he was cute. He made your vagina tingle. He was fine. He was exciting. He was a good boyfriend. He entertained you, took you places, all of that. Made you laugh. And that's cool. That's cool. But understand the traits that make somebody a good boyfriend versus being successful in life, making some money, able to live the good life are two different things. Understand that. Just because that guy make you feel good don't mean he's going to be like that successful man. See, understand one thing about a successful man. And there's actually a book I talked about recently called Awaken the Master Masculine, and it touches upon that. Y'all gotta check out the video and find the book. But a man who's going to tend to be successful monetarily, especially in this culture, probably will make a bad boyfriend. And this coming from Rom and some elders who lace me with some stuff. The successful man when he's young probably makes a bad boyfriend. The reason why, he won't be all about entertaining you. See, what y'all have to do, what sisters have to do, is spot the man who's going places. Now, I know many black women, they'll deal with that guy who say he's doing something. But here's the key. And you don't even have to ask him. All you have to do is pay attention. The guy who's actually going to be successful is the guy actually working on the plan. That's it. Ain't no rocket science. You, in fact, don't listen to a word he says. Just see what is he doing. If this dude says, I give you an example. I remember back in the day when I first said I was going to be a writer. Right? I noticed one thing. All I did was get a bunch of sisters, black women. Right? Mostly black women. It was an exception. Mostly black women who, when I told them I'd be a writer, the first thing they want to know is, well, how can I support them? One sister said that, and hey, just met her. I'm like, damn, sister, I don't even know your name. You talking about support. Or writers don't make that much money. Stuff like that. Now, here's a funny thing. I told a couple white women that. They were like, oh, yeah, good. That's great. What are you doing towards it? Boom. And in all fairness, I had one black woman said, okay, show me what you got. That was fair. In fact, this was back in 94, I told this black woman, I could text, as I'm speaking now, I could send her a text. And we'll talk for about an hour or two. We still cool. I mean, well, we're not together now, I'll put it like that. But we're still cool. But she automatically, it wasn't so much she believed in me, but she was like, at least say, all right, let me see what he got going on. And that's all you had to do. Any man, see, here's the thing. Any man who's going to be successful is going to show signs in early life. It's very rare some dude is going to be some knucklehead, most of his young life into his 20s or even 30s, and then all of a sudden change without some major trauma. Most people, if they knuckleheads when they're young, will stay that way, and they won't be successful unless one way or the other they can really tap into some type of entertainment or just something. And even then, even a knucklehead sometimes who will be successful, if you pay attention to them, a lot of times they the type who will work on a craft, even if it ain't what everybody think it should be, especially a lot of entertainer types. But the successful black men I'm talking about are just the regular guys, not the entertainers, but some guys who are going to be successful in a profession. You know, maybe an attorney or accountant, or maybe a doctor, engineer, um, real estate investor. They're going to show some type of traits. Now, sometimes it might not be related. The traits they're going to show may not be related to what they'll ultimately be successful in, but they're going to show something. They're going to show like they're hard workers or willing to work. They're going to show some type of hustle. And what black women have to do is start recognizing that. You know, too often, especially young black women, like, oh, in all fairness, older black women, they learned the lesson, but unfortunately too late for many of them. But the younger ones got to learn, don't get so caught up in the party guy. See, this is what women of other cultures realize. A lot of times they looking for that guy working hard. Even some other black cultures, like a lot of African women, you gotta have some serious shit to deal with a lot of them. You know, they want to know, hey, you working on your degree? And I'm serious on it. And don't act like that's what y'all checking for. Cause look, we know the game. All right. A lot of times you checking for that party guy when you're young. In fact, when I did my videos on looks and swag, there were a lot of sisters who came in defending their choices, and that's cool. But if you want a successful black man, you know, the younger ones especially gonna have to change their outlook. And see, like I said, you gotta catch them when they're young. Like I remember when I lived this neighborhood I used to live in, right? You know, had a little house. And I remember this kid used to come by like maybe once every couple of weeks, especially if I got lazy about cutting the grass. That dude would be out here, him and his boys, right? You could tell he was a definite leader. And, you know, he'd be offering to cut the grass and stuff. And, you know, my cheap ass didn't feel like paying him. I was like, oh, damn, let me just get out here and cut it. But I watched him. Other people would let him cut the grass. So that dude had like the area grass cutting like market on lock. Like if there ever came a time I didn't feel like cutting the grass, I knew all I had to do was just stand outside for maybe about 20-30 minutes. He'd come walking by because that's how much that kid was hustling every weekend. Now during the winter, that dude be out with the snow shovels. That dude was always doing something. And it's funny, I never like, you know, I ain't really stopped to talk to this kid or anything, but if you saw him, he always had like a seriousness about him, but he was only about 11. Now, here's a funny thing. I saw him with a little girl one time who was showing much interest. She was a little white girl. She was putting her hooks in early. And here's the thing. Just by the way the little boy looked, because he still had some baby fat. I mean, dude might grow up to be like some model looking motherfucker, but you could tell he still had some baby fat. Now, you know, he could stand to lose some, but you know, I think puberty would have took care of a lot of it. Here's the thing. Like I said, that little white girl, she was being blatant about it. She was putting those hooks in early. And too often that's what's happening. A lot of those successful brothers, they get up there, sister's not showing them any love, you know, unless they're a cute little boy, or you know, he's that party little boy. And then when he gets up, you know, he'll get up there, and then when he starts making it, he's not going to have a particular loyalty to black women because they weren't there when they needed to be. And see, if you want to be in there, you need to catch that dude. Don't wait for the dude to get money, because like I said earlier, he's not going to be very receptive to you. And dude, black men with money are extremely picky. Like extremely picky. When I say extremely, they might honestly be pickier than white men when a black man has some money. Seriously. And that's hard to top. Because you know, white men with money want Barbie. So if I'm saying that a successful black man might be pickier, you gotta think about that. But if you catch that man early, and even though a lot of people like pointing to celebrities and stuff who, you know, they might go out and get like some exotic looking woman. If you look at a lot of celebrities, you look at People like Denzel Washington or like Samuel L. Jackson or Ice Cube. And that's just entertainment because people know them. These brothers stuck with the women who were with them early. A lot of people do. Even some of these brothers who might get with some exotic looking sister or light skinned sister, since that seems to like get a bunch of panties in a huff. A lot of times it's that same woman that knew him in high school. And that's a lot of men. Even some men, I'm gonna tell you how deep it is. There's some men who would have a high school girlfriend or something, or some woman is real loyal to him, and they'll get out there, things might drift and make them drift apart. Sometimes if they be in their 30s and stuff, they might go back and look for that woman because she was down for him when he didn't have anything and he could trust her a little bit better. So if you want that successful black man, catch him early. Catch him early. Learn, watch. This all you have to do. Just watch to see if he's actually working towards his goal. That's all you have to do. Just see it. Don't ask him anything. That way he can't lie to you or tell you some bullshit. Just see what he's doing. Is he doing anything? Is he saying, well, let me check out this book? Also look for if he's kind of serious. If he got too much time to party and too much time to sit up under your ass, nah, he ain't trying to do anything. And I've known several women who got caught up with some dude they think was trying to do something, and I've told them. And like I say, several, might be in the dozens. I said, how's this dude trying to do something but you see him all the time? Like he's always over at your place. Now how he working on something? See, that's another thing too. I mean, this could be very long. I'm gonna try to wrap this up though. A man who's trying to do something, he might be able to give you some time, but he can't be up in your face all the time. And yeah, I gotta, especially younger women, because a lot of younger women too caught up into their vanity and want the dude's attention all the time, and they want the fun and all of that. So yeah, if you want that guy, get him early. Get him early. Make sure he's working. That's all you have to do. You don't have to jump his bones right away. Just see it early and start thinking long term. Stop thinking that party guy is going to all of a sudden change up. Like I said, I've seen guys who've actually gone through some trauma and they still stay the same. People, if they're going to have some level of success, you're going to see it early in their life. Seriously, one way or the other. And where they're going to go. So catch them early. Get out of the fun thing, because the party thing. And plus, some of these guys, they can get down too, but they also gonna be about their work. So, anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.